The COVID booster increases everyone's antibodies tenfold, according to a new report published today. It means those who are medically vulnerable become as protected as other people. Researchers analysed blood samples from over 4,000 volunteers from Bristol's Children of the 90s study. Our social affairs correspondent, Fiona Lamdin, has this report.
During lockdown, Sheila had to shield. She has chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. For over 2 years, she hardly left her home.
Started getting back to normal and you could hear noises outside and people getting on with their lives, and you were still sort of having to keep inside. It was really difficult. You felt pushed out and sort of very much alone.
Her Christmas table gathered dust as Easter came and went, and it still wasn't safe for her to see her family. But now new research shows that even those who are vulnerable are well protected with the booster vaccine.
Actually, those who were shielding showed a lesser response, a lower response to vaccination to others who weren't shielding. As you move from 1 vaccination to 2 and from 2 to 3, that changed. And most markedly, with that third vaccination, the booster vaccination, everybody hit a ceiling in response in their antibodies to SARS-CoV-2.
The study found this booster gives a tenfold increase in our antibodies compared to the first 2 vaccines. At this vaccination clinic, Linda, who has diabetes, is finally getting round to having her booster.
Because you always worry, I still wear masks when I go shopping, so I am overprotective anyway. And I know it's something we've probably got to live with, so it is good news, brilliant news.
It's great news, and it's great news for those in our at-risk groups. So that's the groups of people that haven't yet had a booster and they may have a long-term condition. We've only had about a 60% uptake in those groups, and we would want to encourage them to come forward and get boosted now.
And after nearly 3 years...
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you at last. Yeah, please come in.
Today, I finally met Sheila in person.
Yeah, it was quite surreal, the whole thing, and to think I was in for nearly 2 years in one house.
She was reassured to know since the booster, despite being vulnerable, her antibodies are hitting the same score as everyone else's.
So that's wonderful. Anything that will sort of ease stress and anxiety, I think, is wonderful. So that is very, very good news. So I can go on holiday then.
The booster won't stop Sheila getting COVID, but it means she and others who shielded can look to living a life with a little more confidence.
Hey, we go on holiday.
Fiona Lamdin, BBC Points West.